am the devil. I am the Lord Satan from the netherworld, ruler of the damned and eternal king of hell. Even I, the master of deceit, can only stomach so much bullshit from the mainstream media and indie grifters. That's why I tune in to Morning Extra with Uncle Warren, because he eliminates my competition, and also because I know I'm gonna see that motherfucker soon.
Deo, Deo.
Baby's got a burger and a shooter and that shake is all go down. Baby's got a burger and a shooter and that shake is all go down. Corrosion to her thighs, erosion of her pride. Baby's got a shooter. Baby's got corrosion now. Corrosion now. Baby's got it.
Wee-haw. What's going on, everybody? I got this blinding light down here. So my face looks... bzzz. It's all right. It'll be gone in a second. Maybe it'll be gone right now. OCD. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. I'm blind. Good morning, everybody who has made it to church this morning on time. We got Kate's here. Good morning, Kate. Hope you're doing well, sweetie. Chuck's floating above us in orbit as we speak. We've got Cape Socialist here, a.k.a. Steve Gill. I don't know if you want me to out you like that. Sorry. But I'm just saying hi. Willie Bragg, what's up, Willie? Caught your show last night, Willie. Very good stuff. You're doing another one tonight at 7 o'clock, I think, right? 7 o'clock p.m. is Eastern time. Let us know, good sir. Miss Jacqueline, good to see you. Hey, everyone, going to make myself a cuppa and smoke a ciggy back soon. Oh, ciggies. I remember when I smoked. I mean, you know, I'm still smoking, ladies. Don't get me wrong. I just don't smoke cigarettes or tobacco anymore. I think I got everybody. Desert Mantis, what's up? Good to see you. Global. Who the freak are these people? I know, right off the bat. I've been asking myself the same question. Miguel with the pop in at the top. I know what Miguel does. He sees that a show's going to be live. He pops in, puts in his piece, and then he pieces out. He's like Santa Claus leaving peace signs all over the place. It's great. Looking like China's son. What? What does that mean? I look like I'm about to rob somebody's apartment, get their jewelries out of their safe. Maybe. It may come to that. I don't know. Do you think in the apocalypse jewelry and gold is going to be a thing? I would think initially like food, water, fuel, that kind of thing. I think those would be the most valuable commodities. I mean, you'd need like wood and steel if you wanted to build something, I guess. But you know, oh, you prefer gold? No. I'm sorry, Clark Kent. When you put on your glasses, when you put on your YouTube glasses, you're Steve Gill. Yeah, well, guns and ammo, yeah. Well, yeah, metal, gunpowder, definitely. Or some sort of weaponry. It doesn't necessarily have to be guns. I mean, you might want to, you know, I ain't telling you your business, but, you know, if you're going to have a weapon, you might want to have, like, something, keep a pistol for the house. And, like, if you got to go run outside, maybe have a rifle. Or a shotgun. If you can handle a shotgun, And those shotguns, they got a kick, man. You put that shotgun, it ain't like you put it down here and like, y'all get off my property thing. Oh, it ain't like that. You got to put that shit up against your shoulder, and then shit hurts. I'm just saying, it may be necessary, but that pain's coming. Just just be ready. I've shot a few guns before. My dad had he had a 22 rifle, and he had a 30-06, I think, too. He only shot that thing like maybe twice. That thing was dangerous. Anyway, I ain't talking about guns. Look, if you think this is what I'll say about guns. If you want an opinion, I know you don't want one, but I'll give you one anyway. If you feel like you need one, because of the location you're at, you may want to reconsider the location you're staying. If you need to stay in that location, then I understand it. Okay, whatever. Just get the training for it, right? Learn how to use it. Don't get a gun and go, hey, it's like a water pistol or something like that. You got to keep the shit clean, right? Especially if you go use it for practice or whatever, or if you use it on an intruder or whatever. That being said, I don't advocate for weapons. I understand they're necessary evil. It's the people who glorify weapons that scare me, that are just like, oh, delicious guns. They just want to, like Scrooge McDuck, into a pit of guns instead of gold doubloons. Hey, Leanna, what's up? Yeah, safety first. They taught us that shit in junior high, man. They brought guns to school in junior high, man. They said, this is a gun. This is how you hold it. This is how you hand it off to somebody else. This is when you open it up. This is the chamber and stuff like that. Because a lot of kids where I grew up were deer hunters, right? Or they were some sort of hunters where they use like buckshot or, bird shot or whatever, And this, these country people, this wasn't like, lovey, let's set the hounds out. We're off to go foxing. It wasn't like that. It was like, bitch, I'm hungry. I'm going to go kill me a deer to eat. Kind of that kind of thing. It's that generational thing when you come out of there where you had to kill. I still remember when you had to kill to eat. And there's still some places around the world that's happening too, right? We're getting chickens to bypass egg sanctions. Really? Oh, very nice. Yeah, there's coffee too. We're going to get to that in a second. Okay, so first off, good morning, everybody. I know that took a hell of a long time, and I apologize for that. Long-winded ramble, but, you talk about country stuff, I'm all in. I'll get up in that conversation. Yeah, exactly. That's all about safety. I'm just saying, I don't think there's anything, if you're a responsible person and you feel the need. I mean, first off, if you feel the need that you have to have a gun in your home, you really do need to assess your living situation, as a whole, because like, is it the neighborhood gone bad? What's the deal? Why do you have to have a gun? That's when before you get a gun, ask yourself, do I really need a gun? And why do I have to have a gun? That's all I'm saying, Nana Moose, what's up? Going on? What's going on over there across the pond there? You and Jacqueline are both my foreigners, I think. Y'all my furners. So, welcome, furners. All right. Apparently we got some construction going on upstairs, so if you hear some crazy noises, it ain't my tummy rumbling. Also, I want to show you this because it's the greatest shirt ever. It says, I love you, a latte. And it's true. I do. I love all of y'all a latte. What's up, Steve? Good to see you, man. Good morning. All right. So, folks, don't forget, we got fundraisers for our buddy Chanda and Kevin. If you could, Shanda's battling lung cancer, and she's doing very well. But still, the bills pile up. So if you can help her out with some money, her GoFundMe link is in the description below. If not, if you could share out the link, that would be great. And also our buddy Kevin out in Cali, whose house burned down in the Eaton fire. He could use your help as well. His GoFundMe's down below. Same thing. If you can donate or share, either one is great. Help out our pals. I ain't doing these shows just to show you my good looks, everybody. I'm trying to help people as well. So we'll see what happens. Kevin was on last week on ExtraBulla Live. And it was great talking to him. I mean, sad story, but it was a good conversation. Oh, vodka, you're so good in the mornings. It's like waking up to a cuddle of alcoholism. Wait, what happened? So, yeah, I should, okay. All right, we're good. All right, so let's get started. So Orange Man Bad back in town, right? He got inaugurated last week, and then first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, "Jed, move away from there," and he said, "Fuck off. I'm going to deport some people." So let's just kind of give you a brief update what happened over the weekend.
Chained and handcuffed, these migrants are waiting to board a one-way flight from Texas to Guatemala. It's part of what the White House calls the largest massive deportation operation in history. A total of 265 Guatemalans arrived on 3 flights. The administration also deported a number of migrants to Mexico on Thursday. Within the first week of his presidency, Donald Trump has signed a number of executive orders to clamp down and remove illegal immigrants from US soil. Soldiers have also been sent to bolster security along the border. Texas Republican Congressman Tony Gonzalez confirmed that 1,500 troops are being deployed across the southern border while deportation flights resume under the new Trump administration. Many migrants across the US are on edge and fear that they too will be deported.
I'm afraid to leave my house. I have a wife and 2 children. That worries me too. The children are afraid to go to school.
People do not want to stand outside. A lot of people are not sending their kids to schools. People are not going to work.
On Saturday, Kristi Noem was confirmed as Trump's Homeland Security Secretary, the department which oversees immigration and the border. As a fervent supporter of Trump's immigration policies, she promised to make America safe again and vowed to make border security a priority.
Yeah, so, and we'll get to Kristi Noem here in just a second. Which is funny because there is an M in her name, see, because it's no M. Yeah. So, back to the serious. Sorry. So the Trump administration launches immigration enforcement crackdown in Chicago here. So I'm here in Chicago. And so I wanted to start off with this. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, affectionately known as ICE, on Sunday announced that it began conducting enhanced targeted operations in Chicago, a so-called sanctuary city, in order to enforce U.S. immigration law and preserve public safety and national security by keeping potentially dangerous criminal aliens out of our communities, according to a statement the agency posted to the tweeters. The operation, which aligns with Donald Trump's pledge to ramp up immigration arrests and deportations, is being carried out in conjunction with other federal agencies, including the FBI, the DEA, and others. All your favorites. All your favorite 3-letter shitheads. You know the CIA's in there too. The news of the operation came as the Washington Post reported Sunday that U.S. ICE officials were directed over the weekend by Trump officials to ramp up the number of people they arrest from a few hundred per day to over 1,000, quote, because the president has been disappointed with the result of his mass deportation campaign so far. He's very disappointed. He hasn't gotten enough people out of here. Trumpy mad. Trump had vowed on the campaign trail to implement a crackdown on immigration. During the first week in office, he issued a slew of executive orders aimed at immigration, including a measure targeting birthright citizenship, reinstating his Remain in Mexico policy, and moving to restrict federal funds for sanctuary jurisdictions. Immigration enforcement targeted at Chicago Hang on a second. Come on. There we go. And other sanctuary cities, a term that broadly applies to jurisdictions that have adopted policies to limit information sharing or cooperation with federal immigration enforcement actions, had been expected. Trump's deputy acting attorney general sent a memo to Justice Department staff this week indicating that state and local officials could potentially be criminally prosecuted for failing to cooperate with Trump's ramped-up immigration enforcement. And the Trump administration also revoked policies barring immigration enforcement actions in sensitive locations such as schools. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson earlier this week reiterated his commitment to upholding the city's sanctuary policies. Trump's immigration measures have already been met with legal challenges, including a lawsuit filed over the weekend by Chicago immigrant advocacy groups against ICE and 2 federal officials seeking an injunction prohibiting certain types of immigration raids in the city, according to the Chicago Tribune. According to Thursday reporting from the outlet Bolts, organizers in Chicago had been bracing for raids carried out by ICE, but were hopeful that local protections put in place by the city and Know Your Rights trainings aimed at immigrants who may be under threat of arrest would be able to limit the scale of the deportations. Leon Jose Bicchieri, founder of Working Family Solidarity, a group that promotes labor rights education and interracial solidarity in Chicago, told Bolts, "We don't plan on backing down. I think the right thing to do for the state and the city is to not back down to the feds." Here we go. So that's Trumpy. Trumpy's in there. He told you he was going to do it. What's up, Max? Good to see you. You know, but y'all chose Kamala instead, the Democrats. That's how you knew they weren't serious. That's how you knew they were in league with them. They picked the weakest person they could to run against Trump. And there you go. You know, it's like a vote for Jill Stein was a vote. No, a vote for Jill Stein was a vote for Jill Stein, motherfucker. And a vote for Trump was a vote for Trump. And a vote for Kamala was a vote for Kamala. You gotta stop conflating it. That fucking rhetoric ain't working no more. It may have worked back in 2016. Shit ain't working anymore. Nobody's saying a vote for somebody else got Trump in office. I mean, nobody with a brain in their head. What's up, Bella? Good to see you. And Fred Edward. Fred, good Monday morning to you. Ghost Star, you're over there on Rumble too. I did not notice that. Okay. All right. I'm still, the coffee's still trying to wake me up a little bit. So, Trump's border czar, apparently your school principal, defends school and church raids as agencies target Chicago. He said, "Do you got a hall pass?" Do they even do that now? Do you have a hall pass? Do you have to have a hall pass? I hope kids aren't watching this show, but if you know a kid, ask a kid if that's a thing still. And let me know. I'm kind of curious. This is from K10 out of Oklahoma, the K10, west of the Mississippi. Donald Trump's border czar on Sunday defended raiding churches and schools as part of a crackdown on illegal immigration, while 6 federal agencies launched a sweep aimed at potentially dangerous criminal aliens in Chicago. Where's Chuck? Chuck, are you in Chicago right now? You should probably get out of there, man. You're a potentially dangerous criminal alien, friend. Trump began his second term Monday with a flurry of executive actions aimed at overhauling U.S. immigration. His administration quickly moved to ramp up deportations, including by relaxing rules governing enforcement actions at sensitive locations, such as schools, churches, and workplaces. See, it's just like in Israel, where schools and churches are Hamas. Here, schools and churches are illegal aliens. Even the buildings. Asked about the rule change, Tom Homan, not human, he's probably a human, who was tapped to oversee Trump's hardline immigration agenda, said Sunday it sends a clear message. Yeah, you're fucking stupid. That's the message it sends. The fuck's wrong with you? You have deflectors. You're good. Yeah, take them out, man. That seems like I know you got some space weapons on there, some video game space weapons. There's consequences of entering the country illegally. I don't know if the guy has this country accent, but I'm putting it on him. There's consequences of entering the country illegally. If you don't show there's consequences, you're never going to fix the border problem. Ding! As he spat into a magic spittoon that appears only when he spits. Homan, who is also the former head of U.S. immigration, former head of ICE, told ABC News this week. But Trump has been unhappy with the number of arrests so far and has directed his federal immigration officials to meet higher detention quotas. Quotas! The government quotas! Oh, Trumpy, what are your trumpets going to say? It said he was ordering ICE because he doesn't like his alcohol neat. See, he said he was ordering ICE to raise the arrest numbers from a few hundred a day to about 1,200 to 1,500, citing people with knowledge of internal briefings. ICE later reported making 956 arrests on Sunday, the largest single-day number since Trump's inauguration. There were no details on where the arrests were made. It had reported 593 arrests on Friday, 286 on Saturday. It averaged around 310 per day in the 2024 federal fiscal year, according to agency data. And apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, so I'm going to throw this out here as speculation. Apparently, like, people, like these ICE agents are dressing up like Home Depot and Lowe's in like these lumberyard type jobs to catch the day laborers that are always out front looking for work. These motherfuckers, man. Homan was speaking from Chicago, a Democratic stronghold and a sanctuary city for migrants that Homan has viewed as ground zero of the deportation push. ICE announced Sunday on tweeters that it had joined 5 other federal agencies in enhanced targeted operations in Chicago. We told you about that. To enforce U.S. immigration law and to send some sort of message that divides people and makes them scared and makes them follow orders easy. FBI, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the DEA, Customs and Border Protection, and the U.S. Marshals Service. Fear of being swept up in the raids kept many Latinos in the region at home. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, ding. I don't think he's from Oklahoma, but if you say J.B. Pritzker like that, you have to spit. It's some sort of linguistic rule. J.B. Pritzker, ding, a Democrat, told CNN that state officials would assist federal law enforcement agencies in apprehending anyone accused or convicted of violent crimes, but would defend law-abiding citizens. Senators Dick Durbin, giggity giggity, and Tammy Duckworth, both Democrats representing Illinois, rebuked Trump's deportation raids in a joint statement Sunday, saying the efforts go far beyond targeting dangerous individuals and risk indiscriminately detaining migrants. We stand with the immigrant community in Chicago and across the country, and our offices and caseworkers are ready to help those who are improperly caught up in these raids, the statement said. On Thursday, leaders from 3 Catholic organizations blasted the rule change that allows raids on churches and schools, saying in a joint statement that turning places of care, healing, and solace into places of fear and uncertainty, does that sound familiar, Gaza? Will not make our community safer. When pressed on Catholic opposition, Homan stood firm. We're enforcing laws Congress enacted and the president signed. If they don't like it, change the law. You don't like it, you get fuck out. That's what it sounds like. Vice President J.D. Vance, ding, I think you have to do it for that name too, who was J.D. and a J.B. in the same story. That's wild. Who was also asked about the Catholic pushback in an interview broadcast Sunday, accused one group of being worried about losing funds in the immigration crackdown. I think the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops needs to actually look in the mirror a little bit and recognize that when they receive over $100 million to help resettle illegal immigrants, are they worried about humanitarian concerns, or are they actually worried about their bottom line? He told CBS to Face the Nation thing, and then he spit. All eyes during Trump's first week in office have been on immigration enforcement and deportations, though it was unclear to what extent actions have increased from predecessor Joe Biden. Holman called on Congress to pass additional funding for dealing with those arrested. We're going to need more ICE beds. Ooh, that sounds like some sort of North Pole hotel. We need more ICE beds. A minimum of 100,000, he told ABC News. We're going to try to be efficient, but with more money, the more money we have, the more we can accomplish. Oh, that's what they tell you. That's what they say. Give us more money and we'll do shit. We promise. Yeah, so, these people are getting deported and, they're being sent back home. And some of these places where they're being sent back to are having some issues with it. One being Brazil, as Brazil slams U.S. after dozens of deportees arrived handcuffed. Because, you know what, the U.S. said, fuck it. We are a terrorist organization. We're just gonna act like it. Not going to try and hide it anymore. The foreign ministry said it would demand an explanation from Washington over the degrading treatment of passengers on the flight. Wait a minute, did I miss something? Okay, no, I didn't. All right. The spat comes as Latin America grapples with Donald Trump's return to power, bringing a hardline anti-immigration agenda, promising crackdowns on irregular migration and mass deportations. When the plane landed in the northern city of Manaus, Brazilian authorities ordered U.S. officials to immediately remove the handcuffs, the Justice Ministry said in a statement. Justice Minister Ricardo Lewandowski told President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, a.k.a. just Lula, the flagrant disregard for the fundamental rights of Brazilian citizens, the statement said. Brazil will request explanations from the U.S. government about the degrading treatment of passengers on the Friday night flight, the foreign minister said on tweeters. The explanation you get from the government is it's Donald Trump. He's a racist piece of shit, and there's your answer. But there's some sort of underlying. He does some bloviated. We got to tighten our borders, but he's doing this for something else. There's always some sort of hidden agenda. The government said 88 Brazilians were aboard the aircraft. Edgar da Silva Moura, a 31-year-old computer technician, was on the flight after 7 months in detention in the U.S. On the plane, they didn't give us water. We were tied hands and feet. They wouldn't even let us go to the bathroom. It was very hot. Some people fainted. Luis Antonio Rodriguez Santos, a 21-year-old freelancer, recounted the nightmare of people with respiratory problems during 4 hours without air conditioning due to technical issues on the plane. Things have already changed with Trump. Immigrants are treated as criminals. Well, they were treated as criminals before, but in a shit-libby way. Now it's just this is your garden variety GOP. We just hate everybody that's not us kind of situation. The flight was originally destined for the southeastern city of Belo Horizonte, but encountered a technical issue forcing it to land in Manaus. A government source told AFP the deportation flight was not directly linked to any immigration orders issued by Trump upon taking office Monday, but rather stemmed from a 2017 bilateral agreement. Brazil's Minister of Human Rights, Masta Evaristo, told journalists that children with autism who went through very serious experiences were also on the flight. Footage of Brazilian television showed some passengers descending from the civilian aircraft with their hands handcuffed and their ankles shackled. Upon learning of the situation, President Lula ordered that a Brazilian Air Force aircraft be mobilized to transport the Brazilians to their final destination in order to ensure that they could complete their journey with dignity and safety, the Justice Ministry said. Trump promised to crack down on illegal immigration. Yeah, there and this other thing. He signed orders declaring a national emergency at the southern U.S. border and announced the deployment of troops to the area. We told you about that. So several deportation flights since Monday have garnered public and media attention, including the one from Colombia. We'll tell you about that. In a break with prior practice, however, the Trump administration has begun using military aircraft for repatriation flights, with at least one landing in Guatemala this week. So he's basically just dumping these poor people on these planes and getting them the fuck out. Normally they just put them on regular commercial jets, commercial planes, I think. So over the weekend, apparently Colombia put on their big boy pants and then they took them off. Regarding these deportations, as Colombia backs down on deportation flights after Trump's tariff threats. He's like, he goes, yeah, we're going to send you other people. And he's like, no, we're not going to accept them. All right, we're going to charge you a whole bunch of money. Hey, okay, I guess. Colombia has backed down from a looming trade war with the United States hours after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened Bogota with tariffs and visa restrictions for turning away U.S. military aircraft carrying deported migrants. The climb down date on Sunday came after Colombian President Gustavo Petro had announced retaliatory tariffs on U.S. imports and insisted he would not accept migrants who were not treated with dignity and respect. I guess he changed his mind about that. In a late-night news conference, Colombian Foreign Minister Luis Gilberto Murillo said officials had overcome the impasse and would accept citizens deported from the U.S. A White House statement said Colombia had agreed to all of Trump's terms, including unrestricted acceptance of all illegal aliens from Colombia returned from the U.S., including on U.S. military aircraft, without limitation or delay. Today's events make clear to the world that America is respected again, the White House said. Washington and Bogota had, what is going on? Had been poised for a damaging trade war after Trump announced he would hit Colombian imports with a 25% emergency tariff, rising to a 50% tariff from next week, in response to Petro's refusal to accept the deportation flights. Trump also said he would impose a travel ban and immediate visa revocations and visa sanctions on government officials, as well as their family members and supporters, and enhance border inspections of all Colombian nationals and cargo. These measures are just the beginning. We will not allow the Colombian government to violate its legal obligations with regard to the acceptance and return of the criminals they forced into the U.S., Trump said on his social media network, Truth Social. Trump later posted an image appearing to show himself wearing a pinstripe suit and a fedora while standing in front of a sign reading FAFO, an acronym for fuck around and find out. Petro swiftly responded to Trump's announcement by promising to impose retaliatory tariffs of up to 50%. Yay! Just when you think shit couldn't get pricier. Oh boy, here come those prices. Don't look down here for prices. Look up there. They're all up. High prices. How you doing? I know you're high. I'm saying hello, but I'm also saying hi. You high motherfuckers? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. All you poors, you better start learning how to eat blue jeans or some shit. Like we said earlier, U.S. Senate confirms Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary. There she is right there, straight from her Playboy shoot. I'm sorry. Is she? I don't know. Really? I think she got the Botox in the lips. I'm not sure. But to be fair, this guy probably has Botox too. He definitely is a diva. Watch out for this character. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, let's get out of there. We can stay on that picture all day. The U.S. Senate has confirmed Kristi Noem as the Homeland Security Secretary, putting the South Dakota governor at the helm of a key agency in President Donald Trump's push to crack down on irregular immigration. I got a question about this. If Trumpy's trying to, he's got like, what's his name? He's got Elon Musk and the shawarma guy trying to clean up the government. Why are we still got a Homeland Department of Homeland Security? Wouldn't you think they'd get rid of that? Isn't that just like a lot of bureaucracy and red tape and redundancy? I'm just saying, now that Trump is president, come on, Trumpers, you gotta give me some reason for this bullshit, right? So the U.S. confirmed her as the Homeland Security Secretary, putting the South Dakota governor at the helm. Legislators voted 59-34 on Saturday to confirm Noam, who became the fourth person in the administration to get a green light after Pete Hegseth as Defense Secretary. We'll talk about him in a second. Senator Marco Rubio as Secretary of State, and John Ratcliffe as Spy Agency CIA Director. I thought he was going to get rid of the CIA. He didn't get rid of nothing. Since 2019, Noam has served as the first female governor of South Dakota and is a 4-term congresswoman. She will now head the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees immigration, customs, emergency management, and the security service. We must secure our borders against illegal trafficking and immigration. We must safeguard our critical infrastructure to make sure that we're protected against cyber attacks, respond to natural disasters, and also terrorism, Noam told senators during her confirmation hearing. Everybody says that. Democrat, Republican, don't matter who comes into these fucking positions with spies and shit. And, we got to secure our borders, and we got to safeguard our critical infrastructure. All the same shit. It's the same fucking shit they say over and over again. That's why I don't trust anybody on the national level. It's all bullshit. Getting criminal aliens off our streets and out of the country will help American communities be safer again, she said. Noam said her focus will be directed towards homegrown terrorism as well. And promised there will be no political bias when managing disaster relief. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see the next storm that hits New York. They'll be like, we'll get there. Or Puerto Rico. Yeah, good job in Puerto Rico. Remember that? A longtime Trump ally, the new secretary takes office amid a series of sweeping immigration executive actions, yada, yada, yada. We told you about all that. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she rejected mask mandates and social distancing. Trump also previously praised her for sending National Guard troops to the U.S.-Mexico border from South Dakota. Okay, all right. Down there, you would think it would be north. Okay. It remains to be seen how her role will work in tandem with the role of border czar given to Tom Homan, who has been acting as a point person for discussing Trump's immigration crackdown. I think Homan is Trump's Shmuley. I don't know if the guy's Jewish or not. I don't really care. But I think he's just like some sort of side guy that's, always got to be in the action. Homan has been emphasizing that ICE, I'm not saying the whole thing, ICE will be strengthened in order to be able to carry out raids against undocumented immigrants across the country. We're coming for you. Bum, 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 bum. ICE, baby. And as we said, Pete Hegseth, who I thought was a guitarist for The Who at one point, confirmed as U.S. Defense Chief in tiebreaker Senate vote. And there he is right there, that Joker-looking face. He's got some nifty little tattoos with some crosses on there. Maybe they're Christian, probably not. Yeah, that's right, Willie. You had Angel Rivera on your show. Y'all both talking about Puerto Rico the other night. So Pete Hegseth has been confirmed as the U.S. Defense Secretary with Vice President J.D. Vance, casting the vote to break a 50-50 tie, underscoring the controversy over his nomination, which has been rocked by allegations of alcohol abuse and sexual misconduct. Or as Pete likes to call it, Wednesday. Friday's confirmation of Hegseth, a 44-year-old former Fox News personality and decorated veteran, is seen as a victory for Donald Trump amid opposition from all Democrats, as Hegseth, who is promising to bring major changes to the Pentagon, takes over as defense chief amid the war in Ukraine, ceasefires in Lebanon and Gaza, as well as the push of the Trump administration to expand the military's role on the U.S.-Mexico border. Because, yes, we're probably going to go to war with Mexico, and invade Canada as well, probably. He's seen as the most divisive candidate to clinch the U.S. military's top job. The three Republican senators who voted against Hegseth were Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, and Mitch McConnell. Oh, glitchy Mitch was in the mix, the party's leader in the chamber until this month. McConnell said Hegseth had failed to demonstrate that he had the ability to effectively manage an organization as large and complex as the military. Mere desire to be... I can't do it like Willie. I can't do the McConnell voice like Willie. So I'm doing my own flavor. There can be only one, but I'm giving it a shot, Willie. Mere desire to be a change agent is not enough to fill these shoes. McConnell said the statement. I can't do that voice anymore. I'll never do that voice again. I promise. That's all you, Willie. Good job. Hey, Game.Phil, what's up? Hegseth will lead 1.3 million active duty service members and almost 1 million civilians who worked for the U.S. military contractors, which has a near $1 trillion annual budget. $1 trillion. Hegseth told lawmakers that until this point, the largest group he had managed was 100 people, and the largest budget was $16 million. He also failed to mention that he was also the night manager at Chuck E. Cheese, but he was fired because he was having unnatural relations with the animatronic devices. His nomination was also rocked by a series of accusations, including the animatronic devices, including one this week by his former sister-in-law who said he abused his second wife to the extent that she hid in a closet and had a code word to use with friends if she had to be rescued. This is your defense secretary, y'all. Hegseth strongly denied the accusations, self-defense, defense, and his wife had previously denied any physical abuse. Hegseth, there he is. So out with the uncle from Fresh Prince, and in with our favorite Nazi, Mr. Hegseth. You like weapons? You know, he was talking about weapons a while ago and money and stuff. That's not your cheese. That's not your cheese. So this is not really news to anybody. You probably could have guessed this, but the State Department reports record foreign arms sales in 2024. I know you're shocked. You're like, what? How? How did this happen? Well, I'll tell you. The State Department reports, this is from the Libertarian Institute, by the way, Kyle Anzalone over there. He also does double duty at antiwar.com. Be sure you check out both sites for good journalism. Great sources. State Department reports that U.S. arms deals sold over $300 billion in weapons to foreign countries last year. The record high sales include over $20 billion in arms paid for with U.S. aid. Right? That means we give you this money. Here's some money. You need some money? You want some lunch money? Oh, you're going to buy weapons with it? Okay. The State Department's statement on 2024 arms sales explained that the total value of transferred defense articles and services and security cooperation activities conducted under the Foreign Military Sales System was $117.9 billion. Compared to 2023, the State Department said last year's totals represented an increase of 45.7%, adding this is the highest ever annual total of sales and assistance provided to our allies and partners, according to the statement. According to the statement, $21 billion in the FMS was paid for with U.S. aid. In addition to the FMS, the U.S. arms deals brokered $200 billion in other transactions, the total authorized value. This represents a 27.5% increase, up from $157.5 billion in fiscal year 2023. Combined, the FMS and DCS sales total over $318 billion. We could solve homelessness in America for $20 billion. Most of the weapon sales went to U.S. allies and partners in Europe, the Middle East, aka Israel, or East Asia. In Europe, NATO countries continued to buy weapons at a rapid pace as they transferred older systems to Ukraine for the proxy war against Russia. China is the focus of American arms sales in East Asia. Uh-oh. Are we still on? Hang on a second. Oh, no. Okay, I guess we're still on. Yeah, just give me a thumbs up if I'm still here. Because I'm getting some sort of error message here. I don't think it's... It's buffering now. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's just ride it out. I guess it looks like it's okay now. In Europe, NATO countries continue to buy weapons at a rapid pace as they transferred older systems. China is the focus of American arms sales in East Asia as Washington prepares to fight a war. Okay, hang on just a second. We'll be right back. All right, I don't know what the fuck's going on. We'll just have to ride it out. Just hang tight. So, all right, where were we? In the Middle East, Israel bought, often with U.S. aid, billions of weapons from American arms deals. Tel Aviv is conducting what multiple international human rights organizations have identified as a genocide in Gaza. Everybody in the world except Israel and the United States know it's a genocide. During the Biden administration, the State Department was flooded with hundreds of reports that American weapons were being used to kill civilians in Gaza. The State Department asserted that the U.S. arms transfers occurred in accordance with the U.S. conventional arms transfer policy and weighs political, social, human rights, civilian protection, economic, military, non-proliferation, technology security, business with the deportations going on. And of course, he is a big super fan of Israel. So Trump floats a plan to clean out Palestinians from Gaza. That's his words, raising fears of ethnic cleansing. It ain't fears, it's for real. Saturday, President Trump suggested the idea of, quote, cleaning out Palestinians from Gaza and sending them to Egypt and Jordan, raising fears that the U.S. may support the ethnic cleansing of the territory. The president told reporters on Air Force One that moving Palestinians to 1.5 million people and we just clean out the whole thing, Trump said. It's literally a demolition site. Almost everything is demolished and people are dying there. So I'd rather get involved with some of the Arab nations and build housing at a different location where they can maybe live in peace for a change. Jordan, which has a large population of Palestinian refugees, most of whom have citizenship, rejected Trump's idea in comments on Sunday. Our principles are clear, and Jordan's steadfast position to uphold the Palestinians' presence on their land remains unchanged, will never change, Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi told reporters. Egypt and the Arab League later put out statements rejecting Trump's idea. The forced displacement and eviction of people from their land can only be called ethnic cleansing, the Arab League said. Hamas also responded to Trump's comments, calling on the administration to abandon these proposals, which align with Israeli plans and clash with the rights and free will of our people, and work to enable the Palestinian people to achieve their freedom and establish their independent state with Jerusalem as its capital. Media reports have said the Trump administration has discussed the idea. We'll continue. Many elements of the Israeli government want ethnic cleansing in Gaza and the establishment of Jewish settlements in the territory. Israeli politician Itamar Ben-Gvir, leader of the Jewish Power Party, who just resigned from the government over the ceasefire deal, welcomed Trump's comments. Ben-Gvir frames his desire for ethnic cleansing as voluntary migration. Yes, just as everyone is Hamas. Ben-Gvir wrote on the tweeters, "Congratulations to U.S. President Trump on the initiative to transfer residents from Gaza to Jordan and Egypt. One of our demands from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is to encourage voluntary immigration, and when the president of the world's largest power, Trump himself, raises the idea, it would be wise for the Israeli government to implement it. Encourage immigration." Fuck you, Trump. Fuck you, Trump news. Trump has released the hold on shipments of 2,000-pound bombs for Israel. Biden had held back on the 2,000-pound bombs. I don't know why. I guess it's some sort of picture of him being civil. You can't hear me? Oh, is it because of the thing? Okay. So Trump's released a hold on a shipment of 2,000-pound bombs to Israel that was paused by the Biden administration. The report said the shipment of 1,800 Mk-84 bombs, which are in storage in the U.S., will be shipped to Israel, have likely been financed by U.S. military aid. A lot of things that were ordered and paid for by Israel but have not been sent by Biden are now on their way, Trump wrote on Truth Social. Return home of tens of thousands of Israelis who were forced to leave homes at the border by Hezbollah rocket fire. Hezbollah opened fire in support of its Palestinian ally Hamas at the start of the Gaza war on October 8th of 2023. The White House on Sunday also said the governments of Lebanon, Israel, and the U.S. would begin negotiations for the return of Lebanese prisoners captured after October 7th, 2023. Yeah, so and I think we just covered this. Okay, I think we could still do this. So, if I can get this thing to work. Very good. So, Israel has killed 22 in South Lebanon on the day the army was due to withdraw. So this was before the thing. Hang on just a second, folks. Be right back. You know, we rarely get to use the old technical difficulties. And on a day like today, who better than to see it? I think we're still on. Are we still on the air? All right. Probably not. All right. So, yeah, so let's get back to this. Yeah, let me see if I can get Rumble back. Yeah, it looks like it's wanting to not do anything. So sorry, Rumble. Sorry. Why is this doing this? It's not supposed to be doing that. I think there may be something funky on my end. So if we're still on YouTube, that's fine. So, okay, so the Israeli army has killed at least 22 people in southern Lebanon on the day its forces were due to withdraw under a ceasefire deal. In a statement, Lebanon's military Ministry of Public Health said on Sunday that at least 124 people were also wounded as the Israeli army opened fire as people tried to return to their homes. The death toll included a Lebanese soldier, according to a statement by Lebanon's army. Earlier on Sunday, Israeli military spokesman Avichai Adre, that sounds like pig Latin, Avichai Adre, had issued a statement telling residents of more than 60 villages in southern Lebanon not to go back. The Israeli killings violate a ceasefire agreement reached in November, under which its forces were supposed to withdraw from Lebanon at 2 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time on Sunday. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu blamed Lebanon for the delay, saying Hezbollah has not pulled back sufficiently from the border region. Lebanon denied the claim and had urged Israel to respect the deadline. Under the terms of the ceasefire, the Lebanese army was to deploy alongside the UN peacekeepers in the south as the Israeli army withdrew from the area of over the 60-day period, but now they've extended it to February 18th, and it's all one big hot mess. Just like this show today. One big goddamn hot mess. Yeah, sorry about there was something weird going on there earlier. Does that work? No, yeah, it does work. I do smell like spaghetti farts. So, Israel, being Israel, also violated the ceasefire by blocking the return of displaced Gazans back to their homes. Come on, motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Okay, sorry. I got to get a new mouse. Everything is falling apart today, including me. Palestinian resistant group Hamas accused Israel on Sunday of violating a ceasefire agreement by blocking the return of displaced civilians to northern Gaza. The Israeli occupation is delaying the implementation of the terms of the agreement, Hamas had said in a statement. Israel said it will not follow the return of displaced Palestinians to northern Gaza until Israeli captive Arbel Yehud is released. So Hamas said that it informed mediators that Yehud is alive and has provided all necessary guarantees for her release. We are following up with the mediators to find a solution to this issue in a way that ensures the return of the displaced to their homes as soon as possible, it said, holding Israel fully responsible for delaying the return of displaced citizens. There's some of the pictures there. It also reiterated commitment to upholding the terms of the ceasefire agreement to protect the interests and rights of the Palestinian people. The first 6-week phase of the agreement took effect January 19th, suspending Israel's genocidal war that has killed more than 47,000 Palestinians, most of them women and children, and injured more than 111,000 since October 7th. And of course, they're finding more bodies under the rubble too. 7 Israeli captives, including 4 soldiers, have so far been released in return for 290 Palestinian prisoners since the deal came into force. The Israeli onslaught has left more than 11,000 people missing, with widespread destruction and a humanitarian crisis that has claimed the lives of many elderly people and children in one of the worst global humanitarian disasters ever. The ICC issued arrest warrants in November last year for Benjamin Netanyahu and for Yoav Gallant for war crimes. But some of these countries that are part of the Roman Edict. I don't know if it's a Roman edict, but they're supposed to arrest them on site, and some of them said, nah, we're not going to do that, because they know the U.S. will get involved. So, and of course, Israel facing the genocide case at the ICJ as well. ICC and ICJ double dipping. What are you doing? Okay, this is interesting. I don't know why this is here. I tell you, man, there is like bugaboos everywhere. So, ceasefire, rejection. Okay, so I think we did that. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope you're doing quite well. I'm doing satisfactory, despite all this nonsense. So, okay, here we go. I think we're back on track. And this is what we were talking about just a few minutes ago. So 4 Israeli soldiers and over 200 Palestinians were released under the truce deal. It's the second one since the ceasefire was announced. So they released Hamas released 4 female Israeli soldiers held in Gaza, and 200 Palestinian prisoners were released from Israeli jails as part of the ceasefire agreement that halted more than 15 months of war. So with the list published by Hamas. Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't worry. I'm recording this on this end, and so we'll like I said, I'll upload it. So if you can't see it, if you want to bolt, that's fine. You can watch it later. The releases on either side were welcomed by cheering crowds of Palestinians in the city of Ramallah in the occupied West Bank and by Israel's in Tel Aviv. The Israeli captives were among more than 200 soldiers and civilians seized during the Okay. Are we still buffering? I guess we're still buffering, huh? I believe we are still buffering. All right. Let's try and ride this out. So it's really hard to do a show when all your shit's not working. And I think it's just, I don't know, I think it's the service provider just doing these things. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and call it. I'm sorry about this, folks. I don't want to, this thing's just going to keep buffering. I don't know what's going on. And we're already dead on Rockfin and Rumble. So we'll go ahead and just end the show here. Really appreciate y'all. I know it's currently working now, but it's probably not going to be working here in a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill it. I'll see y'all tonight. I'm gonna be so Willie Bragg's gonna be on tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. I think D's gonna be on at 9 p.m. Eastern with Around the World D and Friends. Kevin's on at 2 p.m. Eastern with Black Bear News. I'm gonna be on with Franco on Frank Analysis with the panel tonight at 7:30 p.m. So that's Eastern time as well. All these times are Eastern. So, yeah, I know as soon as I tell you I'm going to end the broadcast, now everything starts working. But as soon as I start going, you know, it's going to start fucking up again. So I'm going to go ahead and kill it right here. Sorry, folks. I'll give you more show Wednesday, I promise. And don't forget, we'll get a ExtraBulla live show in here too for funsies. I know there's all kinds of weird shit going on this end. If you only knew. We are Ronan, and Sushi Gang, and everybody else who showed up. I appreciate it. Sorry about the technical fuck up. Hey, you know, we don't have too many of these anymore, so, you know, it's a blast from the past, as it were. So, take care of yourselves. We'll see you when we see you next time, all right? This show will be back on Wednesday. If you could, folks, I got donation links down below too. If you want to give to the show, that's great. If not, if you could share out, I appreciate it. Don't get in the cults. You know, use your critical thinking skills, and you know, stay frosty. Don't assume everything is a-okay. You don't have to be a fucking paranoid about it, but at the same time, you might want to just you know, keep your peripherals clean. Anyway, we'll see you when we see you again. Peace out.
This is City Alpha 5! Woo!